9's presentation on access to justice, which will focus on homeless youth. My name is Fiona Williams and I'll be presenting with Amy Hamer, Diane Skeen, Candice Ivers-Duncan, Ashish Nishama and Diane Hodge. Did you know that 48% of the overall homeless population are under the age of 25? There are many factors that impact their access to justice, including health, community perception, finance, education, factors impacting legal access issues, which we will now examine. Diane Hodge will now present in detail how health issues contribute to the challenges that homeless youth face.
Now, I decided to consider the impact that health issues had on homeless youth and their access to justice. Going to court can be a really stressful experience, and to navigate the legal system successfully, one needs a certain level of cognitive capacity. Young people who are homeless tend to have poorer health with especially high rates of mental disorders, unintentional injuries and substance abuse, plus poor nutrition, and often lack the cognitive capacity to fully engage with the legal system. In addition, these individuals often don't know about the health services that they should access, what's actually available to them in the region, or they simply can't physically get to a health centre for treatment. In addition, many healthcare services are run on an appointment system, which sets up a significant barrier for them as well, because they don't often work to a structured concept of time, and obtaining food for the day can often be a much greater priority. If on the off chance a medication management regime can be implemented, the erratic nature of the living conditions often result in medication being taken sporadically, if taken at all, and where does one actually keep tablets while on the street? This can then lead to acute ill health and follow up with hospitalisation, which in turn further hinders an individual's capacity to engage with the legal system.
Thanks, Diane. Community perceptions of the homeless are both judgmental and bleak. When we picture a homeless person, we picture an old man with a grey beard sitting in a park with alcohol in a brown paper bag. The sad truth is homelessness comes in many forms, including the single mother, the man with a mental illness, and the teenager next to you who is moving from couch to couch, sleeping at different friends' houses because he doesn't want to go home. The people in power, our politicians, have very little incentive to assist the homeless due to the lack of homeless youth that are enrolled to vote. This is both due to some of the youths being under 18 and because they have difficulties proving their address, and therefore enrolling to vote is a significant hurdle. As for accommodation, the perception of youths and also homeless people mean that landlords may not approve younger applicants for rentals. This is teamed with the fact that one of the main causes of homelessness is family breakdown, which creates another obstacle in obtaining a rental, as the options for an adult reference are reduced. In addition, housing prices have increased substantially in the past few years at a rate of 10% nationally, in contrast with rental assistance, which has only risen 2.7% in that time.
Justice, and even access to adequate support services.
It didn't turn out.
Access to justice is an essential aspect of the right to a fair hearing and equality before the law. Homeless youth have been identified as a group socially or economically disadvantaged in terms of their ability to access law and justice, and even access adequate support services. The severe socio-economic disadvantage that they experience often results in a high level of unmet legal needs. Those without sustainable financial means are generally left wanting with respect to accessing advice in law or justice matters. The community legal centres provide valuable aid to young homeless people, but often their resources don't always allow for in-depth assistance. Therefore, it is imperative that innovative programs that are designed at reducing barriers inhibiting this access, which includes the high costs, are required to counter access to justice issues for homeless people in the community so that they have the ability to obtain a fair hearing and equality before the law, just like those that are more socially or economically advantaged.
Education is an essential part of improving access to justice for homeless youth. While our education system may not always provide the most thorough education regarding an individual's legal rights and responsibilities, even if they did, many are homeless youth will still miss out due to the fact that they are much less likely to attend school. Even if they do attend school, their attendance will most likely be less than 85% of the year, which is the equivalent to missing at least 30 days of school. Therefore, it is essential to be providing this societal subset with the knowledge of other avenues to not only proactively provide them with information, but pathways to follow should they end up in a position where they need to access justice for themselves. This involves identifying a variety of services they can access and information to assist them in their situation.
Factors impacting legal access. The difficulties that are faced by homeless youth seeking legal assistance in today's society is a fear and lack of confidence in the legal system, a lack of awareness of their legal rights, and no stable address or contact details to receive notifications for court appearances. When homeless youth finally contact legal services, if at all, the issue has often reached crisis point, benefits have been cut off, the court case is tomorrow, the limitation period has expired, and the issue has become more complicated and complex to address with the passage of time. On a daily basis, youth face disadvantage targeted by law enforcement agencies because of their visibility in public, no formal identification or permanent address, and being detained until identification can be established. So therefore, intervention for school-age young people may give the children better options and knowledge for the future. The already young homeless population needs better access to justice for their legal needs, and by seeking assistance through one of the centres would be a step in the right direction. For example, the Homeless Persons Legal Clinic, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander legal centres, legal aid centres, which have just got an increase in funding, the advocacy and support centres, Caxton Legal Services, community legal centres, and youth advocacy centre. Thank you, Fiona.
Homeless youth are often faced with multiple barriers to access to justice and are likely to have a lack of finances, accommodation, education and poor health, all of which amplify their situation. Because they are preoccupied coping with their immediate issues, their complex legal matters continue to escalate. There are an increasing number of legal clinics, which we've previously mentioned, that provide free legal advice and guidance. Regardless of this fact, additional resources, support and financial funding are required to assist the young and the homeless in taking advantage of the diverse options available to them. Thank you.